Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Subjective podcast and live show. We're live on TikTok every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Abby. This is Gloom, and this is Rado.
Welcome to week 4, guys. I'm super excited for this week. I feel like I definitely have the nerves that have gone away now.
Oh, that's
You know,
nice.
do you still
You've
have
been
them?
nervous to talk to me?
No, not nervous to talk to you, just nervous to do a podcast in general.
I get that.
Yeah. But now it's week 4. This is literally going to be a month now. We have done 4 episodes for a whole month. Does it feel like it's been that long or seemed really short?
That's wild. I feel
It
like
is wild.
it feels like it's Thursday every day because every time we come back to here, I'm like, how is it already podcast day?
Yeah, I think the other crazy thing is when we did the first episode, we had Thanksgiving in between, so there was a split, and then we did it the next Thursday, and so it just kind of like felt, oh, cool, I'm so excited to come back, and then every episode after that has just been like a deadline
Yeah.
and everything else, and it's like from having to post everything and editing and all the other stuff. That's why it's like, how is it already Thursday?
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot, but it's good. It's been
Yeah,
great. It's been the
it is
best
good.
4 weeks ever, so
I
I'm
know. And
excited for the weekly catch-ups because we have very different weekly catch-ups. So I'm excited to hear about your wild weekend in Vegas.
I don't know why it has to be wild in Vegas. I mean,
It's always wild in Vegas.
it was kind of wild. It was kind of,
Let's hear it.
but I mean, are we supposed to talk about them even on a podcast?
Yeah, you can talk about them.
I mean, is there like a stigma?
Are you talking about the like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? That's why you can't talk about it?
That's why I'm asking about. Yeah, what's
No,
the
that's not
rules?
true. You can talk about it.
All right,
Nothing
so
stays in
Vegas was
Vegas.
fun. Yeah, Vegas was a lot of fun. It's actually like the first time I ever IRS. You can exit at this point
You're
real
gonna say
quick.
bad things on here?
They just don't need to know. Okay, I think the IRS is gone. It's the first time that I really won some money
Ooh.
at Vegas, so that was nice because I usually lose money. And I got lucky on the craps table, which was kind of funny because when I showed up, there's probably like 3 guys. I wasn't looking for like a super crazy table at first. I was trying to like take it easy. And there was a guy to my left that was playing against the table, essentially, on how you can play however you want. I'm not going to get into the craps. People that know, but he was playing against the table, and I was playing essentially with the table. And he kept like, I kept losing all my money on the rolls, everything at first. And then I was down to like just a little bit of money that I was going to tap out at that point if I lost it. And this guy shows up, pretty normal dude, definitely a little drunk. And he had to have anywhere from like 30 to 50K in chips on him. And
Oh
he just
wow.
brought this, yeah, he brought a freaking energy to this table. And it was insane. From there, like, then I made some good money. I was excited.
I love that. Out of all of my Vegas trips, I think I've only played craps once, but I had someone telling me what to do the whole time. I don't know how to play craps at all. I couldn't tell you like the first thing to it. So I don't know anything about
The,
craps.
Here's what I can tell you. I didn't actually know until fairly recently about craps either. I just never, dice was not my thing. I didn't understand it. I never took the time to understand it. And So I watched some YouTube videos. I kind of like watched some play, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get
Oh,
in here and go
you
slow.
learned you taught yourself there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you knew and this was like your game and like your thing you like to play.
No, like I understood like craps. I got like how it worked. I didn't know all the little intricacies of the extra little bets and things like that, right? Like I
Mm,
knew essentially how to make two different plays, and that was it. And then I was like, I guess I'm just going to rely on luck, essentially. But then I kind of got into like more of the strategic aspect of it. And I can tell you that if you learn just little extra things on strategy or like
hmm.
why you might put money somewhere or this, it was a lot of fun. And I didn't want to leave the table. Like I
I mean, is I think it's probably good you walked away when you did because then now you had a little bit
yeah,
of money from it.
I had to meet my friends for dinner, so I was forced to leave. Otherwise, I would have kept playing. But yeah, that was good. And then went to a hockey game,
That's
which,
right.
by the way, was one of the craziest hockey games. Long story short on that was I don't know why they let them do this to them, but the Vegas Golden Knights were up 4-2 against the San Jose Sharks. And within less than 5 minutes, uh, they scored a goal. So it was 4-3. And then within the last 38 seconds of the game, the San Jose Sharks pulled their goalie and made a goal to tie it to go into overtime with only 38
Ruh-roh.
seconds. Yeah. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And went to overtime. And then nobody scored in overtime, went into a shootout, and the Knights pulled it out in the shootout for a win. So it was a lot of fun.
That sounds like an amazing trip. How late did you stay up while you were there?
Well, considering I hardly sleep when I'm in a calm environment such as this one, I'm
Hmm.
sure you could imagine the amount of sleep that I got while I was there.
You said it didn't have to be wild, but I was just wondering, like, I mean, I would consider staying up late, like wild, like a part of a wild night in Vegas. So I was just curious, like, how late you stayed up.
Well, let's put it this way. One night I got back to the hotel and I was wondering why the hell everybody was leaving in the middle of the night to the airport. And then when I actually
Mm,
looked at the clock, it was like 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, because their flights
yeah,
leave at like 6 o'clock. And it's not
because
actually nighttime, it's the next day.
people like actually went to bed and like woke. That was them waking up.
And this was me like coming home essentially. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that feels wild to me. I feel like
but in
you
Vegas,
did a
like you don't know
lot.
who's coming and going, right? There's just people are just up all the time.
That is
So,
true. That is
yeah,
true.
but it was good. And I
Um,
kept hitting money. I kept winning. I won at the airport. I was waiting 30 minutes, played a slot
you
machine, won
played at
again.
the airport?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, you were really on it.
can I tell you something? This is the amount I will disclose. I played two
Okay.
slots when I was there. Because I was going to be at the airport for quite a few hours, and I had to do like bunch of work on my PC and everything. And so I jumped on one slot, won $300. I was
Wow.
like, I know, because I don't play in the airport. But I was like, sweet, you know. And I was already
That's
up so
nice.
much for Vegas, like I was might as well. Got all my work done. I had like 30 minutes, and I literally sat down. I was like, let's see if I can actually lose some money. No, I won another $350.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I'm
Yes,
gonna have to start playing the Vegas slots in the airport.
it was weird. I won like $650. I spent 100. I did a 50 and a 50, so $550 while in the airport waiting to leave. And I'd never been that lucky before. Period.
That's amazing. You really had all the luck that weekend.
Yeah. So that was the small gist of it. There was a lot of really good things, a lot of really good food. The Lakers were playing. So, like, I saw KD, I saw Alex Smith from ESPN, I saw a lot of basketball players. We went to some really awesome restaurants, a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of hangovers. That's
Oh yeah,
the
that's
other
right.
part.
You texted me on Sunday. He texted me on Sunday saying he wasn't feeling well.
Did I?
You
It must have been
did.
like early ass Sunday or something when I was going to bed. I don't know.
It was you said you had only slept like a few hours.
Oh,
Well, my what?
So Katie in chat had thrown up their $30 in tortilla chips. I did forget that I went live while I was there for a while, and we went over the
Forgot this?
just for a second. But yeah, we did go over like the entire. I stayed at the Aria, so I went over the entire like room service menu and like how different it was if I actually walked to go get it downstairs as opposed to actually doing room service or even the mini bar. Was crazy. I mean, Fiji water. I had over $175 worth of Fiji water sitting on my fridge.
Yeah, they'll get you with that.
I didn't need to. I went down and got it for a fraction of the price in the same hotel.
I definitely drink all the Fiji water in the room.
You are not ever staying in my room. We don't touch the mini bar. Okay?
Oh no.
Even the water mini bar.
There are no rules when it comes to water with me. I'll spend all the money on water if I want. If I want the water right there and then and there, I will drink the water.
$35 for
I
some water.
I get it. Listen, I get that that's crazy. And yes, if I plan ahead, I will go down and get it. But if it's like, if I just wake up in the morning or it's like the middle of the night, there's no stopping me. I want that water.
The only thing I really considered pulling out of that little tiny bar and paying the $14 were the gummy bears because they
Oh,
looked
no.
tasty. I was
No.
like, let me get these
Anything
gummy
else in the
bears.
mini bar, whatever. But the water I will take if I want it.
Well, now I know. So I will take a room with no mini bar, please.
I cannot. My weekend was a lot different than yours, but it was still fun. I don't think it's not that many. There's not that much that happened that's like too much crazier. I had my Christmas party. That was a lot of fun. We had probably like 35, 40 people here. And we had like catering and I made cookies and it was a really fun party. And everyone brought a lot of really fun gifts, which was great. It's a nice white elephant. It's like a nice gift exchange. There's like a minimum on it. You can't bring alcohol as a gift. You have to bring something that's like desirable, something that someone would want. And so it was really fun. There were a lot of really good gifts this year. There was like a Versace wallet. There were Ray-Bans that I got. There were someone brought a bow and arrow. That was crazy. Yeah,
like old school.
I know it was like a new one.
Okay, like a composite bow, like something real fancy.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was wild. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was really crazy. There were a lot of really good gifts.
Yeah, I know for a fact, and Katie said it in chat, there is a Nintendo Switch. I definitely saw that one.
So the Nintendo Switch, I will say, that one was so we are trying to like incentivize to people that we want you to bring a nice gift because it really is like not fun when somebody brings like a not nice gift and then they leave with a nice gift and like vice versa. If someone like brings something really nice and then they leave with like a not good gift, it's not nice. We don't like that. So we try to incentivize like everyone bring a good gift. And so what we do is at the end of the gift exchange, we all vote who we thought brought what was the best gift. The bow and arrow actually won. So Alex and I get a prize for the best gift, which was the Nintendo Switch. So the person that brought the bow and arrow went home with the Nintendo Switch because it was voted the best gift. So
I have a few things. Okay, first of all, the guy that was holding the Nintendo Switch definitely looks like a guy that would have a bow and arrow.
Wait, let me see. I gotta see this because I'm wondering too if I wasn't sure if he was actually carrying.
It doesn't matter if he's carrying it. He just looks like a guy that Yeah, he looks like a guy that would have a bow and arrow.
I could see him having a bow and arrow.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next thing.
I could see that. I like grew up with him in Havasu, so that could be a
bow and arrow. Bow and arrow guy.
I love that.
What is the minimum?
So, so the minimum we've done every year is $50, but we're gonna up it next year because people are just bringing nicer gifts every year and spend. Everyone always spends more. Like,
Yeah.
we all people always spend like 100, so we're gonna up. We're gonna say 75 next year and see how that goes, and then like eventually probably up it to like 100. But um, yeah.
So I definitely, considering that this was in LA, was like ready for like a $500 minimum. And I was literally
Oh
looking in
no.
chat to see if people were going to guess on that as well.
No,
But
it's a
that's fair.
$50, but I think everybody knows about my part. Like I'm wearing. I got one year I won a Tiffany's ring. Like people bring nice things, so if we say $50 minimum, but like I think everyone knows that they're spending like at least like 100 on it.
I can tell you that composite bow was definitely a lot more than $100.
Probably, I guess, yeah. I don't think I know how much they cost, but I
They can
could
get
see
up
that.
there, way up there.
I could see that.
Um, the other thing is, do you guys have a maximum?
Like for spending?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I feel like this, if you were like over in Calabasas, I could imagine everybody like giving each other cars and airplanes and stuff.
Oh, probably. That would be really cool if one year that was like, that was
It was a
that.
private jet.
Yeah.
Could you like, you know how you go select your present and then you open it and then you find out what it is because you don't really know what it is, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Hmm.
I think I could probably tell if a jet plane was wrapped and I would pick it.
I would hope you could. I would hope you have the ability to be able to tell if a jet was wrapped, but you know.
Could you imagine somebody wrapping their entire house and you're like, oh, I'm going to get a house. And then you realize it's not it. And there's another thing wrapped, and another thing wrapped, and another thing wrapped. And then you finally get
Oh,
like down to the bottom and it's like a Tiffany's ring.
yeah, that kind of happened to Alex where somebody brought Alex got tricked. Somebody brought a Saint Laurent bag and it was like fully like wrapped. The box came out, it had the bow. He opened it up, it's the black tissue paper and everything, like, and then he opened it up and then it was a compressor or something.
That's
I was like, how did you
ruthless.
fall for that one? Nobody puts the actual designer stuff in the designer bag.
No. But
So
I mean, you never know. You could be like, hey, because everybody's going to think it's fake, it could be real one year. You know, you could
one
definitely
year
play
it
with some
might
people.
be. Yeah, there was one year that it was like, I think the crazy, like someone brought the Tiffany ring, someone brought a Versace like necklace, someone brought, I think like a Prada wallet. Like there was like a lot of more things like that one year. This year there was just the Versace wallet. But I mean, everyone brought solid, like really good gifts this year. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
hmm
Anything else crazy happen, or was that like the extent of your excitement?
I think that was probably the extent. There was nothing too crazy. It was a very wholesome, nice little party.
I love white elephants, though. I love them.
Yeah. We've done them for like every year. So when I first met Alex, like 8 years ago, he was having these Christmas parties at his place when he had like roommates at the time. And so then after, I mean, every place he's gone to, he's had a white elephant every year until obviously like we moved in together and then they became our white elephant parties. So we've been doing this for years. And it's been the best time. We love it. There are two parties every year. That's our Christmas party and it's our cat's birthday party. Those are like the two parties we
Wow.
throw. Hmm.
I don't know about the cats party, but maybe I'll show up next year for the white elephant.
You should come to both. The cat's birthday party is in May. It's the first weekend. Their birthdays are only like a week apart, so we just combine them. We have like just as many people that show up to the cat's birthday party.
I've seen it,
Hmm.
and it blows my mind, but I get it. LA is bred differently, and hey, if you want to throw a huge party for your kitties and everybody shows up, I mean,
Don't you throw birthday parties for your children? your kids have never had birthday parties?
I walk up to Mozzie and I go,
No, no, no.
it's
I'm talking about your human children.
we're not comparing
We are because
skin
these are
like
my
creatures.
children. We are
Yeah,
because I don't have human children. I have little hairless cat children.
gremlins.
Hairless cat children. I mean, look at this thing. That's a baby.
Hmm.
So, the birthday parties are really fun.
I'll think about the birthday party. I'll think about it.
Okay.
All
Don't know
right,
what you have to
guys.
think about, but
Um, that's a lot of traveling for some cats.
it's not. You told me flying to LA is like so cheap and quick.
It is, and it is
Suddenly for
quick.
my cats, it's not.
That's not what I'm worried about. It's the 72-hour drive time that you just told me about just to go like 20 miles.
Okay, no. That's if you're in the valley I was talking about.
Where am I going to be? Am I in the valley?
Yeah, you're going to be in the valley.
Okay.
I didn't tell you I didn't tell you to stay in the valley, to be fair. You picked that on your own.
I mean, it's the valley, right? Like, if I'm going to go anywhere, I might as well be in the valley.
Valley's nice, but
Do I
you're
sound
doing
like I know what I'm talking about?
you're going to all the places you're going to are not in the valley. So it's like doesn't feel like it was planned well, but it's okay. I mean,
So
if
realistically,
I feel like you would have asked somebody maybe that lives in LA like, "Hey, where should I stay if I'm doing these things?" But I mean, I don't know. What do I know?
good point. Okay, here we are. This can't be real. Are you ready for
Oh
this?
no.
All right.
You chat. I'm gonna need help. So the first week I won, but the last 2 weeks Rado has won, and I cannot have him win this fourth one. So we
Abby's
need
one
to
and
make
two
this
right now.
even. I need the chat to really pay attention and really help out with this.
Before we start, I do want to notice a very notable comment in chat that Katie said, and that was, Rado doesn't ask questions. He's the king of assumptions. That's how I roll.
That's true.
No reason to go backwards. Like, I've made the assumption. We're good. We're moving forward.
Got it.
Okay. The first story is near, I should say, Lexington, Kentucky. A guy named A.G. Bush. He was a veteran railroad engineer. Super cool job. So he was driving along, pulling the train, and he, and this is like kind of old in the days. So, they hang out, everything's open, conductor, blah, blah. Well,
Sure.
yeah. So he sneezed suddenly. And when he sneezed, his teeth fell out of the window. Older guy. He had fake
Okay.
teeth. When that happened, obviously he freaked out. It was an accident that they popped out. He started stopping the train because he was going to go get his teeth. It took about a half a mile. Once he actually got it stopped, he reversed the train at this point to try and go back to the point of where he remembered sneezing. All the passengers actually got off the train and they started searching for this guy's teeth. It looks like they spent a lot of time looking for it, and then realized, hey, we're not finding it. We got to go. So they jumped back into the train. They started going, and as they started moving again, dude shouted out like that he found the teeth, and everybody started cheering. They had a big party on the train. There were cries where passengers were like, "Shut your face." Put it back in his mouth, and then they nonchalantly continued the journey.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially dentures.
That was story number one. Did everybody hear that? Well, let's go to number two.
And number two, in New York, New Jersey, citizens complained about 100 vagrant goats. Now, remind you, this is in New Jersey. They pretty much 100 of them got out. They were headed towards the freight yard district. They like were bothering residents all over the place. They were turning over buckets. They were eating people's clothes on clotheslines, rose bushes. So the entire town got the police, fire dog catchers, health inspectors, humane society agents, a squad of detectives. They all geared up. They went out, started lassoing up and netting these goats, and they only were able to catch 9 out of the 100. And the rest of them got away.
Okay. All right. What's story number 3?
Love me some goats. Number 3, this is actually something they're looking at building recently. Actually, the date of when this is supposed to happen is probably not until 2026. But in Miami-Dade, they are looking to expand on their freeways, adding in texting lanes, essentially, because of the amount of accidents that happen. They want to be able to accommodate lanes that not only are good for like Teslas and other things, but also have bumpers on them made out of, well, I don't know what material, but essentially if somebody's looking down and runs into them, it's not like a normal gate rail. I don't know what they're called. In order to help texting or kids or people, millennials is what they said, driving, but also protect the other traffic around them because they don't feel like it's a thing that's going to stop. So the easiest thing to do is like you can take the texting lane like it was a speed lane. 3 stories.
Okay. I'm going to pick, yeah, lady in the chat is always right, but hold on. I'm going to just confirm, lady, we're going with 3, right?
Lady was wrong
hasn't.
the last 2.
No, she wasn't. Lady, weren't
you sure?
Katie's got a good point. Can you just do a little summary really quick?
Yeah, summary of all 3. Train conductor loses teeth, stops the train, goes back. Everybody finds the teeth. They cheer. He goes on, shut your face. Number 2, 100 goats get out, destroy an entire town. They suit up the entire town to go take care of these goats, but they only can catch 9. The rest of them live free forever. And the third one is Miami-Dade creating a freeway for texting.
Okay, chat. Tell me, just put in the chat what you think, which number is the fake one.
So
okay.
Jazz in chat, I just saw her. She was thinking they're all real. So yes, this game, again, if I didn't explain it, sorry. 2 of them are real. 1 of them is fake.
All right. We're going with number 3 as the fake one.
Okay. We're getting a lot of 3s in there. And you're correct. That's never going to happen. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I got you on this. I got you this week.
But I feel like that would almost make sense too. It was the bumpers.
No, it wouldn't. No, it was the fact of it was texting. Texting's not allowed. You don't see a place
like Miami doing that?
No.
Maybe LA?
No, especially not LA.
Wait, say LA again for me?
No, I regretted it the minute I said it.
Yes. The best thing is it'll be a clip.
You're so dumb.
Yo, and you know the other best thing is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen what's my show that I like with the Canadians? Letterkenny.
I don't know your show.
Oh, you haven't seen Letterkenny? I just know
what you're no, but I know what you're talking about because you've sent me this clip so many times.
Just for reference, if anybody's seen Letterkenny, they make fun of people that live in LA and how they say it, and they go, "Oh, I'm from LA," and they like make this whole joke about stupid. It. Come back for the clip; it'll be posted in a couple of weeks, and you can hear how Abby says LA.
Okay, whatever.
But you're there, right? I get it. You're in.
We're
LA.
We're moving on.
Okay, so great job. It's tied now. You're 2 for 2 on the stories.
Thank you.
I gotta admit, I have a confession to make, everybody. We were cutting down on some time, so I also feel like Abby probably already knew there was going to be a good idea that whatever story didn't fit in, that was probably going to be.
No, don't. This is not that. I just guessed it right. The chat got it right. it's not suddenly it was like a cheating thing or like an easy thing. You had all week to prepare just like every other week. I'm just
Uh,
saying, I guessed it right. You can't
are you
take
sure
that
it's not
away
the
from
fact
me.
that it was taking me forever to find that third story, and I left
No.
it as the third story?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
Positive.
All right, everybody. Red flag, green flag. We actually have some good ones for you guys too. At least
Mm-hmm.
I think so. So the first one, you guys get your little emojis ready. The first one is he or she is a little, or is not a little. I got to word this right. He or she is. He
What?
or she
I'm
is
so sorry.
very.
Are we reading the same thing?
The way I was gonna say it is he or she is a little too close to their, but it's context how you say it, right? And if
Yeah.
I put it out there like that, then it doesn't actually sound
Y-
correct. So yeah,
yes, just say it. Just say it normal. Don't you don't have to make it anything crazy. Just read it.
don't
Possibly.
add your own subjectivity to the question.
Please. No.
Yeah,
We'll
not a
talk
problem.
about it after.
Okay. So yeah, it's he or she is very close to either their sister or brother. Is that a red flag or green flag? And the way
That's
that I
an
would say it, little too close.
That's an interesting question because I'm like, I think siblings that are close, I think that's a green flag. I love that. But if you're making it a weird, like a little too close, like making it, then obviously red
Yeah,
flag, I guess. But like in general, if we're just going to be like a nice, like they're close, sure, green flag.
lady does put a very good question in chat. Are they kissing on the mouth? Little too
Oh,
close.
that's
Little
a
too
red
close.
flag. I'm so sorry. No, that's not
Right.
okay.
So the way that I first initially think of being too close would be essentially like maybe interfering a little bit if you were in a relationship with
Mm.
somebody, or like you don't get time, let's say with them because, they always spend time with their brother or sister. But I guess that could be with a friend too. But
I was gonna
this,
say, I think anything interfering on your relationship
yeah,
that could be a red flag. So
I'm going to go
I
green
don't know.
flag.
Did yeah? I'm gonna say this is just a normal closeness, and I'm gonna give it a green flag.
Do they kiss on the mouth?
Red flag, if that's the
Yeah.
case.
And Nibs, I agree with you in chat as well, because that's actually a constant thing that happens.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
this is interesting one. And
Hmm.
we were kind of talking about this, but he or she is a little too friendly to the waiter or waitress.
Red flag for me.
Are they kissing on
If
the
it's
lips?
the way, stupid. If it's the way you're saying, like a little too friendly, like flirty friendly, then red flag. I don't like that. It's like, I mean, it's bad doing it behind your back, but like doing it in front of your face too. It's all bad, obviously, but like, that's a red flag.
What if, let's say, now it would be easier for you than me, but like if you were a little flirty with a bartender or something and they were like hooking you up on drinks, but like it benefited me in my wallet, essentially.
I mean, if it's like a team effort where it's like, hey, go flirt with the bartender so that we can get free drinks, then yeah, that's fine. But if it's like just doing it on your own, right in front of the other person, and that's not the case, then red
What
flag.
if you were like, that's why I'm doing it? But I was like, why are you being so like friendly with the bartender?
No, if you're questioning my intentions, then it's a red flag because I'm like,
Hmm.
you would know. I would tell you and on the plan, you would know me as a person. Like, but if you have to question their intentions, then that's probably a red flag.
Have you ever had a situation where you went to go eat with Alex or anything, or like maybe been with a group and a waitress has ever kind of like maybe thrown like flirty comments at him or anything?
Mm, I don't think so. Maybe when we're like out. at like a bar and stuff like years ago when we'd like go out and party and everything.
Mm.
Probably in like those situations, yeah, girls have like definitely been flirty with him and stuff, but
Do you tell
he's
him?
never done anything.
Yeah, no, but like, do you like get like mad at him because somebody was trying to flirt with him?
Oh, no, I don't get mad at him about it, but like if I mean he never did, but if he were to like have acted different towards me or like not interact with me, then of course I would have been. But like it wasn't like he was like flirting back with them in front of me.
Yeah, yeah. He's just like, who are you? I'm trying to order a drink real quick.
That then that would have been bad and we wouldn't be here today, but
Yeah,
so
I mean, I just always see those funny, hilarious like TikToks now where like the girl will walk by, be like, whatever, or like say like, oh, that's a really nice shirt. And the guy will be like, thanks. And then like they like post all these videos where the girlfriend's just sitting there. Like everywhere they go, that's a really nice shirt. And then like they'll go somewhere else and they'll just be sitting there, girls like, that's a really nice shirt. And they just keep like going at them and like
I
mad
mean,
at them.
I'll definitely like fuck with him like that if that's like if
Mm,
anything happens, but I'm not
okay.
serious.
Makes sense.
Maybe.
Did we decide in chat? I think we probably had a bunch of red flags, maybe. I'm not sure.
I think so. I think it was.
This one's kind of interesting to get some people's take. So, what if somebody you're dating, what if they never had a girlfriend or boyfriend? What if you were actually like the first one? Red flag or green
Um
flag?
if we're talking about like me, my age, then I would say red flag. Like that's you should have dated someone before me.
I'm really curious to know what chat is on this one. I get that there's a time, like an age thing, you know, maybe into your early 20s. I get it through college. If you didn't have a boyfriend or girlfriend in high school, okay, you know, maybe in the college. But most people, if they don't in high school around that age, they at least now are finally dating somebody.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not saying you have to be in like long-term relationship type things, but if I'm your first girl you're dating, that's a red flag. I'd have to that's like a red flag for me that I would choose you.
you're like,
I'm like
I mean,
I'm just saying.
there's so many things that go with that. I don't think I'd want to be somebody's first boyfriend.
Yeah, what if yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, that would it would suck depending if I really like somebody a lot, but I would just kind of yeah, it's hard.
What's like the age range you're interested in? Have we talked about this? I don't even know what your age range is.
You mean of people I want to date?
Yeah, like like I mean, do you date older or younger?
I mean, my ex-wife was 5 years older than me, so
Oh, you like older girls.
yeah. I mean, I liked her as an older girl.
Well,
You know what I
do you
mean?
like go are you, right now being single? Have you or is that something like you think you are more?
I don't. It doesn't. I don't think. Here's what's weird. I don't think of it as an age. Like uh, when I like went out that like a month ago or whatever, right before, and ended up meeting this girl. I still don't know her age. I mean, I know like she's at least 25 or older, but I don't know. I never asked, never had that
Mm-hmm.
conversation, never thought about it, and so like I know she's younger than me, right? But
Mm-hmm.
um, as you can tell, it's been a month later, and I am know nothing else more because I have not had any conversations really with this person. So just goes to show you how
Okay.
well
I was
I'm doing
just
in the dating.
curious. I
Yeah.
was just curious because this question does have to do like I'm like if you're like, you know, dating younger girls and maybe it's not, but if it's, you know, the age plays a big
Mhm.
thing in this with if it's a red flag or a green flag.
Right, 100%. You know what is crazy though? I did see an article a while ago where I think they said like the perfect age for a relationship. You know how those can be, but
Yeah,
it was either
but
5 or 6 years with the woman being older than the man after a
oh,
certain age.
interesting.
Yeah, I think after 25 is like where they were saying that. Um, but it is interesting, and I could see it. Um, but as far as age for me, I don't think it's an age thing anymore. I think it's
Hmm.
where is this person at in their life that is going to match where I'm at in my life. And if they are 40 or if they're 28 or 35, I don't think that matters. But I
That's
probably
a
wouldn't
nice way
date
to put it.
anybody. Yeah, I don't think I'd go lower than 25. That even seems a little low
That's
for me.
probably good. I like that.
I mean, I'm no Leo DiCaprio over here, so yeah.
Oh
But,
my God.
and maybe like 45. I could go up to, I mean, who knows? Maybe there's a
That's,
fox out there
yeah.
that's, I mean,
25 to
I don't know.
45. We got
Sky's the
it.
limit for age.
That's your range. Are you ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like this one. Messy apartment, red flag or green flag? That is a big old red flag for me. That is such a big red flag.
What about the room?
Your room is allowed to be if there's one place in the house, but no. It's not. If it can be the one exception that like maybe it's not fully put together, but it better be clean. There's also we gotta talk. There's also a difference between being like messy or dirty. Dirty is just out of the question. Dirty,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. Messy, like time to time, my laundry gets like maybe it doesn't get put away right away or something, and I consider that messy. But I think, yeah, a messy apartment, red flag.
Yeah, and I think Katie kind of put a good thing in chat. She said clutter maybe, but not dirty. That's a red flag.
Yeah, dirty, red flag for sure.
I don't know who has like gone through or seen my place or see how I am in general with my stuff, but I'm pretty clean and I'm pretty tidy, and I like it that way.
I was gonna say I feel like you're a clean person. Like anytime you've done your lives and stuff and walked us through your house, it always looks very put together. It always looks nice.
Yeah. And I mean, I get the clutter though sometimes, like especially even right now, like I still have some boxes I grab, and so it's like when I bring them upstairs, I throw them on the table, and then I like slowly start finding places to put them. So I have like some box clutter,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, like even that drives me a little bit crazy, and I'm okay
And
with a little
and like
mess.
from time to time, like things like that where, whatever, that's fine. I'm not saying it has to be perfect all the time. A little mess every once in a while is okay. But if it's like if the normal is messy, that's the issue.
Yeah, I agree. Red flag. Keep that shit clean, please,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to hang out with a bum. All right, last one. Refers to their ex as crazy. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to
Was
say
their ex
it doesn't bother
crazy?
me. I wouldn't say that's a green flag or red flag, but I think it's an interesting question. So I'm going to be like, I don't know. I don't really care. You can call him crazy if you want.
I think if it's like they call like one ex crazy or whatever, that's okay. That's not a red flag. But if they're calling like every ex crazy, like okay, that is a red flag. So
Well, you
I
also
don't
just
know.
put up another good point that like how many others are there that they're saying are crazy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if all of them are crazy, that's probably a red flag.
Yeah, and if by all you mean like all 35 of them, mm, you're going through a lot of boys or girls.
One is allowed. That's fine. If we're
You
talking
don't.
more, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe somebody else is crazy. I don't think I ever used that word though. Like to say
Crazy?
that my ex is crazy or any of my exes are crazy.
Hmm.
They all are somewhat normal, just bad situations. But
Yeah. That's nice. See, that's a nice way to put it. Green flag, Rado.
perfect. So we have some good questions for you guys this week. Excited to get into these. Some are a little more serious, and some of them are not. But yeah, we've got about 5 questions here. We'll go through, and it'd be interesting to know what Abby's thoughts are on some of these. Actually, so starting her
Let's
off,
see.
this is a question that they asked. Dealing with criticism is tough for me. How do you handle criticism and use it as a tool for growth rather than maybe discouragement? So I'll start it off right away. It's going to depend on how you want to deal with criticism. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I could deal with criticism all day because I don't give a fuck. Like, if you want to come and criticize anything that I do and say what you want to say, I'm open to positive criticism. Negative criticism, leave it at the door. You could tell me. I just don't care. I don't know if that's. I know people like. I don't have a good example to be like, this is how you deal with it, because for me, I'm just cold, and so I just listen. Don't let anybody affect what you do in your life. Period. Have mentors. Learn. It's okay to have again positive criticism, but again, whether it's you're doing a podcast or whatever, you're gonna have bad criticism. Either don't read it, don't pay attention to it, or let it make you be better. That'd be my short answer to it.
I was taking in everything you were saying because I do not handle criticism well. I'm the opposite end of it. I hate it. I don't know why I take it so personal and I try. I guess there's certain things. Some things like work in work life and stuff like okay, that's different, but I get my feelings hurt. I don't know. I got to learn to get better at that. That's a daily struggle we're working on. I think I take, here is like the biggest thing it's how you say it to me. If you're talking to me and it's a nice positive thing and it's like, you're sandwiching it with nice things, that's great. But if you're just like going at it, like just not being the nicest, like maybe being a little cold about it, I really question my entire life and it makes me sad. But we're working on
So
it
it's
every day.
essentially like I would have to come to you and be like, so your hair looks really nice. It looks like we skipped a shampoo day.
Uh-huh.
Like
Uh-huh.
that's like you can deal with that if it's in that.
Yeah. If you're
Okay.
nice about it and it comes from like a good place, but you got to be extra nice. If it's just like a cold like, hey, this isn't working, you need to fix that. I'm like, why'd you say it like that? You gotta
I
say it a little
I
nicer.
I get it, and I'm sure criticism from different people that mean different things in your life also can, like maybe a stranger on the street, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But like somebody you care about giving you criticism can be harder. I
Hmm,
get that too. But
that
I'll
is
take it.
true.
And yeah, it's either something that I look at and I'm like, actually, that's really good criticism. That's something I could change or do. Or it's just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Don't care. Your criticism
You
means
know what?
nothing.
I actually here's the thing it's a really good point is that if you come and tell me something that I need to change but you like don't offer a solution of what you think would be better, I really don't like that. I don't like when it's like
Hmm.
there's no solution, there's no positivity like oh you could do this to make it better. If it's just mean, or not make it I get it, criticism doesn't have to be mean, but if it's just straight that and then
Hmm.
no help, I'm like, well, why'd you come to me if you're not going to help me?
I agree. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. All right, we on to the next
Um,
one.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
Dream vacation spot. Ooh. They asked if you could teleport right now to your dream vacation spot, where would you find yourself? Hawaii. Hawaii. I love Hawaii so much. Maui to be. Well, I can't say just Maui. I just only know Maui, but I love Hawaii.
haven't been. Maybe I'll
Mm,
teleport just to go there. Excuse me.
let's go.
But I would also do some more tropical, but it's because a place I've been, and I know there's a lot of places that are probably so much better that I just have not explored. But right now, my dream vacation spot would probably be Costa Rica.
Oh, I haven't been.
See, and that's funny. We'll have to do like a vacation switch.
We will. I mean,
But
I
you know
just
why I
really
think
love
you would?
Maui.
Well, right now Maui has like mountains and stuff on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Manuel Antonio, Costa Rica is, I think, probably the closest same aspect that you would see in Hawaii, at least in Maui, because like it's flat and then it has mountains. So when you go to Manuel Antonio, it's like these beautiful houses all up on the mountain, right into the ocean, and like all this crazy greenery and stuff. So probably very similar in aspects, but even a little bit different culture not Americanized at all. And I'm not saying Hawaii is, but I'm
Okay.
sure there's Americanization a lot
I'll
more
go
than
wherever. I'll go. That's fine.
just give me the
um,
teleport. That's what I really want. Let me use that thing wherever I want to go.
that's true. The next question is, what is a recent skill or knowledge you've acquired that surprised you? Um, I mean, not to brag, but I've recently been learning how to crochet. Really getting into my granny phase over here, guys. I've got the cats, I've got the tea at night, and I'm learning to crochet, and I love it. So that's my new
That's
skill.
that's a
What's your
pretty
skill, Rado?
um honestly, I don't know if I've learned a recent skill
Hmm.
of anything. I mean, it's hard to teach a old dog new tricks,
You could
but
crochet. I'll teach you how to crochet. We'll do it together.
I might crochet.
We can make some blankets together. It would be, I mean,
Well, let me
that
ask
would
you
be
this.
fun.
So you just started crocheting. It's it like
Hmm.
crocheting a bottle of wine with your friend?
Hmm?
Like the crocheting that you've learned, like do you hang out with your friend that crochets and you guys have like a bottle of wine and she's like teaching you?
Oh, no, we were very serious about the
Oh,
lesson. We were not drinking or anything. It was like we are learning to crochet. Granny squares are no joke. Well, you can you oh my God, if I had a sip of wine in me, I don't think I would have gotten it. So, no, we're there to crochet.
I mean, I'm down to crochet, but I feel like it needs to be a little more lighthearted if I'm going to be there, to be honest.
You can do whatever you want. I mean business with it, so
I'll be like, look, I made a ball. And you're like, you just haven't unraveled anything yet.
probably. Probably.
And as far as knowledge, I think, man, if I was really to
Are
throw
you
anything out,
wait, are you gonna try to say your quote again this week for your
no,
knowledge?
I don't,
Because
no quotes
you
this
can
week.
you can try it again if you want. We can I don't think I let you talk the last time to get it through, but if you want to try it, I
I'm,
will let you.
we're not doing a week 4 recap of it. What I will say is for anybody that's in here watching right now, if you guys go follow our actual Spotify page, Simply Subjective, that week that she's talking about was last week, but will be posted on Monday. It goes live Monday. It'll be our 3rd episode. You will get to see the first 2. And if you were curious about my philosophy and what I
Oh
live by,
boy.
catch that episode Monday.
He doesn't even know it, so you should yeah, you should go
I,
listen to that one.
I know my philosophy. It's just really hard to concentrate when somebody's laughing at you
He
extremely
knows
aggressively.
he knows his philosophy, guys. He just can't say what it is.
Okay. I was about to say it and then I was like, I'm gonna mess it up.
That you
So we're not.
can't. You just can't
Mm-mm,
say it.
mm-mm.
Let's go on to
I
the next. Let's move on.
Yeah, I have no knowledge for anybody. Can you share a time when you faced a major setback and how you bounced back from it? Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. So, I mean, huge major setback. It was a business venture, essentially. I won't get into the
Oh,
whole details, but it was a business venture with one of my best friends. It was something
oof.
that you risk. Yeah, didn't turn out great. We're
That's
still really
hard.
good friends. It is hard. Um, but, when you do that and essentially, if something doesn't work out with one of your friends, it is really hard to try to remain friends. And,
Mm-hmm.
I think that setback obviously was not just the business venture itself, but the friendship was kind of tainted at that point. And so, I think the way I bounced back from that was, a little bit over time I tried to bring normalization back to how our friendship used to be. And I think he did the same thing where we really talked a lot about the fun things, or we started sharing memories or posts, and we just kind of left all the business stuff out of it. And you could tell that, like, as that happened, like we went back into kind of like our old selves. But I think the easiest thing to do there was literally like not bring it up, not let it also dredge on our relationship as friends, because we were great friends. There's no reason we shouldn't be. And I think that was the best thing to do. And I love the guy to death, and he'll always be one of my best friends. So
You always have like nice answers. You always have like the positive things to tell people. Um, I'm like trying to think of like a setback for me, and I just feel like when I moved here, um, the setback was that I moved here and I didn't have a job starting out. So I just like moved here, just was like, I'm gonna get a job when I get there. And it took me like a couple months before I got a job. But those 2 months were like the most stressful, just like thing in my life. And I cried a lot. So crying. No, but I mean it was, yeah, that was really hard. And I just had to like every day do something to like push forward, and to like try to go out like looking for jobs like when anything just so I can be here. Obviously I got very lucky and ended up after 2 months finding the perfect job that I still have to this day. And but yeah, that was really hard, and I cried a lot during that time. So
hey, you know what? I mean, just like every single movie out there where the girl just goes with no like plan or goal or whatever, I'm just going. It worked out for you. You're the one
I
percenter.
the funny part about that is I was like trying to just I was like, what's like the easiest job you can probably get? And this is like meaning like easiest that someone would hire you. So I was like, oh, like a serving job. Everyone's always needing servers. And so I was gonna like I was going out looking for like just a serving job at like one point just to like get me a job. And no one would hire me as a server because I have no experience serving. So then I was like, I can't even get like the job that I thought would be like a fault. Like, oh, I can just get this to have a job in the meantime. And then no, everyone's like, you don't have any serving experiences. Like, we're not hiring you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and it also has to do with
So
where you live, right? Like if you lived
yeah.
in my town and you like walked up to Denny's and were like, "Hey, could I have a serving job?" They'd be like, "Here you go." But like you're at places where like you need to know wine, you need to know food, you need to have like,
Yeah.
some
Didn't
culture.
know any of that.
You're like, "I
So
homeschooled."
I was like, I know how to make food at home. So that
I
was
yeah,
my resume.
I would be really stressed after that point.
That was
For
stressful.
sure. Can you share a lesson you've learned from a past relationship, whether romantic or platonic? Um, this is just a lesson in general, I think, for anybody. And it's not for platonic people. However, it could be, but mostly romantic and or past relationships is legit just be who you are. Be honest, always be honest, and specifically don't hold in the things that are bothering you.
Wait, is
Um,
this advice or things that you've learned?
these are things that I've learned,
These are things you've learned.
but
Okay,
I'm
got
also
it.
giving advice from me learning them.
Got it.
Yeah. Now, I've always been honest in my relationships. I've always done whatever. My biggest thing I would say that sometimes I would have is, and I wouldn't say it's an issue. You got to find a balance. But I definitely, if I'm in an argument with somebody or it's like getting out of control, like I will disappear. Like, not like I disappear off the face of the
Hmm.
earth, just like I need to either
Red
be by
flag,
myself.
Rado. Oh.
No, I just either like need to be in a room or like I need time to chill out. Um, but the problem is
Okay.
sometimes like it should be an hour, 2 hours, do what you need to, maybe towards the end of the night. Sometimes it might take me 2 or 3 days to where I'm ready to talk.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
that's what I learned is not the best. Like at some point you gotta like get out of your pissed off zone or whatever it is and have a conversation and figure it out. I can't do it right away. I don't think that's healthy to have those conversations right away. And I would say that for anybody else that like, if you want to argue with somebody or you want to get stuff out and the other person's not there, like don't force them. You both need to give your time, but be communicative and be like, yo, let's talk tomorrow or talk tonight or whatever. So find that balance. But yeah, don't just sit on it and quarrel because I did that, and it's not good.
I think something that I would say I've learned, if something feels off, it probably is. And that's like another thing is just like don't force anything. And you're not getting, if you know, I feel like I've been in relationships where it's just like one little thing, but it's like, oh, maybe I'm making this up. Like, no, if something feels off, it's never going to go away. That's always going to be there. And if you're just going to continue to find more. So don't try to force something that's not right. So that's what I've
That's a
learned.
good one. I think you're right. Let it flow. That's where I'm at in my life right now. Like, I'm not trying to navigate anything besides like my own personal stuff that I have going on, but like, stuff that's going on outside of that. Yeah, I'm not trying to force anything because I know for a fact
Yeah.
that it'll happen how it's supposed to happen for sure.
Yeah. I love it.
Perfect. So that is essentially the end of the main questions and the wonderful podcast before we jump into these quick fire questions. And I will let everybody know that if you want to have your questions read on our live, you can email simply subjectivepodcast@gmail.com, or you can shoot an Instagram DM to simply subjective as well. And we will read your questions. As you can tell, nobody knows who they're from. But if you have some questions you'd
All
like answered,
anonymous. Yep.
yes, absolutely. So let's go ahead and set the timer real quick. And as we are talking, if anybody has some random questions that they would like us to speed round, we will be happy to answer them.
Let's go. I'm going to try to answer them quick and not think too hard about it.
Is Gloom drooling right now?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So you've been hypnotizing Gloom the
I
entire
have.
hour.
Gabby asked, how was your day? And it was great. Thank you for asking. How was your day, Rado?
It was good. It was busy. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. 3 hours of sleep
It's
last
the
night.
new normal for you.
Yeah, but it was good. It was ultimately a good day.
Rado and I said that one day when we start interviewing people on this podcast, I said we need to get a sleep consultant on here for Rado.
Good question, lady. I think what keeps me up at night is the time. I need more time in my day.
You told me it was TikTok or or what was the show?
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. So that's a lie. I literally said, "What are you doing from like the late hours?" And he said, "Oh, usually scrolling TikTok or watching Rick and Morty." So I'll answer that question for you. Katie in the chat said, "Are you done Christmas shopping?" And I would say I'm like 95% of the way done.
I need to get on it. I'm going to end up having a Christmas shop at the local stores because it's coming up. I really have not gotten very much for anybody. And I just like at the same time, like, I don't have, where's my time? I don't have any time.
It is like next weekend, Rado.
Is it next weekend?
Chippy choppy. Yeah. You got to get to getting on that one.
I'm just going to give everybody, like, I'm going to go get a glamour picture done and give that out to everybody.
I think that's not what you should do, but
me and Mozzie, me holding Mozzie and like the side picture and everything. I wear a nice like sweater and
yeah, I'm just like not sure that's the vibe, but I mean, you can send that out as a Christmas card in general. That might be nice.
I mean, it's a glamour shot. I don't know what we're getting you guys for Christmas. We will get you episode 6 for Christmas.
Oh, that's so nice, Rado. Good thinking.
They said TikTok Lions in the chat. If only.
If only. We do love the lions.
Speaking of the lions.
Gloomy is drooling, everybody.
I just think Bones doesn't like being around anymore.
Bones is just like pooped out after being crazy all day, I think, and just wants to be in bed, I guess.
Is that what she's doing? Is she in
Um,
bed?
yeah, she is. Katie in chat asked what our least favorite food is. Oof. I'm trying to think of what I don't like.
Um, yeah, least favorite food is probably fish. I mean, I like fish, but there's a lot of
Hmm.
fish that I like. It's hard for me to eat fish all the time,
I
unless
don't
it's sushi.
know. I don't. I don't know how to. I don't know how to answer that question because I'm like I don't like places that are just like primarily just like all meat. Like I'm a big sides person and stuff. I like
Same.
all the sides. So if it's like a place where it's just like a lot of meat, I'm not the biggest of fan.
Are you thinking barbecue right now? Is that what's passing through your head?
Maybe. Yeah, but I do like some barbecue because barbecue has some great sides. They have like the
Well,
mac
I
and
know they have
cheese,
sides,
coleslaw,
but
all that stuff.
mm,
But yeah.
favorite Christmas food? I mean, it comes back to like the green bean
Hmm.
casserole stuff. Like, I'm a big green bean casserole, so Thanksgiving and Christmas is always like my go-to.
Yeah. Oof, that's this is this again. This is a side. My aunt makes this one side every Christmas, and I don't even. It's like a cream cheese, cranberry jalapeno dip thing.
Mm.
I don't even. It is like crack. It is so good. I will eat that all night.
Does she
I could
put
just eat that.
Does she put any type of spicy jelly on top of it?
Well, the cranberries themselves are like a little bit mashed up and stuff, and then it's like
Okay.
jalapenos, so it's like it's all like sweet and savory and spicy all at once,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get a little Ritz cracker in it, and it's like the best thing in the world.
Sounds good.
But she can only make it like around the holidays because they don't have actual like cranberries like that
Mm.
to be like fresh cranberries, so
So
it's only
there's
a holiday thing.
thing they do out here with the cream cheese, but then they use like a jalapeno jam that they put on top, and so you get the
Mmm,
jalapeno jam and cream cheese, and that's like yeah.
yum. That sounds great.
2024 plans from Katie. Definitely got a few traveling trips
Oh yeah, where are you going first?
to LA.
Oh, how did you say it? I'm so sorry. Can you say that again?
To LA.
Oh, we'll have to make that a clip.
I'm pretty sure
Um,
I'm saying it like a normal person. LA.
no, no, no. Uh,
LA.
yeah. See, you guys, he says it the same way.
LA.
I don't know where I'm going in 2024, but my 30th birthday is in March, so we're going somewhere.
Oh my God,
Don't look like that.
you're finally
Don't
not
look
going to
like
be a
that.
baby anymore.
It's depressing. We don't need to talk about it on this
30.
episode.
30. But look at your skin. Like, you look like you're 23.
That is the nicest thing. Thank you. It's tough.
3-0.
It's hard for me to think about it. It's depressing, to be honest, but
You know what's more depressing?
that is the end of our episode.
Yes. And that in 2 weeks, I'll be 38.
Wow.
I'm almost to the big 4-0. That one's
You
going
are
to.
almost there.
3-0 was great. Didn't shock me. I think 4-0 might shock me a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's both going to be
I want to look at
crazy.
one last question before we end
Oh,
here. And
yes.
Christian asked a question: what's the most exotic food y'all eaten?
Hmm.
Um, well, depending on exotic, my grandma made cow tongue
Oh.
once. That was kind of
Oh
exotic.
no, absolutely not. Ugh. Exotic food. I don't know. I really try not to have that be like a
Mm.
thing. I do not like that. I mean, but I do like sushi and I've eaten like fishes and like stuff like that. I don't know what like the craziest thing is. Alex
Um,
could really go off on this one. Alex has eaten the craziest things and I like don't even want to say I can't even admit it.
like live octopus or something.
No, I will say I'll tell one because the other ones are like really traumatizing. But he had blowfish in when he was in Japan. He had to like sign a waiver for that
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
pass. I'm good. I'm not trying to play,
Yeah.
freaking Russian roulette with the devil. So,
No, absolutely not. Not okay.
oh, he's fine, obviously. So,
He's fine. That was years ago. I guess he's
yeah.
all right, but not. I did not try that. I wouldn't do that.
Um, well, thank you guys. We are wrapping up episode 4. Again, if you guys want to follow all the
Thank
socials, look
you.
for Simply Subjective. You can email and DM Simply Subjective on Instagram or Simply Subjective Podcast at gmail.com. We are all every platform, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to check them out on your preferred playlist, we are there.
Thanks, everyone. Gloomy said thank you as well, guys.